Welcome to the Gyrlfriend Code Sorority Edition co-author interviews. My name is Ashley Little. I am the visionary author and member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, along with my amazing project manager and co-founder of the Gyrlfriend Collective, Dr. Marquita Blades and Maureen Baker and Cindy Fontaine. Tonight we have the amazing Dr. Tori Brown, the amazing Danny Wallace, and the amazing Nicole Ingram Diaz. So ladies, I'm gonna start with Dr. Tori. Why did you join the Sorority Edition?
I joined the Sorority Edition because being a member of Delta Sigma Theta going on 24 years, Diamond Lifetime member, I thought that it was an awesome project to be on, and also being a very active member of the National Pale Atlantic Council, who's very supportive of all my Divine Nine organizations, doing a project that consisted of all the members of all the sororities that exist under the NPAC was just a beautiful thing for me. It gave us an awesome foundation to come and unify and speak on a topic that goes across all borders of organizations, colors, years of founding, and just show what we all represent as an entity individually and unified. So it was just an awesome opportunity that I could not pass up.
Amazing. And Dr. Tori, I would like to thank you for joining the movement. Thank you for being a lifetime member and all of those amazing years you have given to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and being a part of, the collaboration to be able to spread your word of how we can continue to support each other no matter the colors.
Yes.
Thank you. So Danny, how are you?
Hey, how are you, Ashley?
I am great. So why did you join the Sorority Edition?
Wow. So I was a fan of the Dear Fear book, and I am good friends with Tawana Wilson. I'm Wallace, she's Wilson. And so I was just so intrigued by this collaboration because it focused on sororities. And I thought about how impactful it could be for us to come together across all the sororities and debunk the myth that, one, we don't get along, two, that there's always some drama and cattiness amongst the different colors. Let's bleed the colors together, but then also to tell our stories. I was very empowered by the opportunity to just share over my almost 25 year experience in Delta Sigma Theta, what I've seen, what I've heard, and what I've experienced as a member of the organization. Just want to share that with someone else, either to encourage those who have become disenfranchised from their particular organization, or those who are seeking membership and wondering, like, what's life like on the outside, on the other side. So I'm very excited to share our stories tomorrow. It's tomorrow. Our book is coming out.
Yes. So yes, Dan, I want to thank you for your 25 years in Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated as well. And thank you for coming in to spread your word and be able to reach back and pull forward to help our younger sorors as well as sorors all over the world and other members of sororities to let them know, what it takes to get on the other side. So thank you.
Thank you.
Now we have the amazing Nicole Ingram Diaz. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
I am great. So why did you join the Sorority Edition?
Well, first of all, I want to recognize the fact that I am the young blood of the group. I have a wonderful, whopping 8 years in Delta Sigma Theta. It's been a wonderful ride. Yes. And the reason why I joined is that, I still keep in touch with my friends that are members of other sororities within the Divine Nine. I love stimulating conversation. I talk to my sorors, and we're talking with the same topics in mind. We have the same experiences. So when Danny talked about letting the colors bleed together, that's true. We have the same experiences across organizations, and as sisters in Divine Nine, we should talk about some of those experiences to try to get through some of those obstacles. And I agree with Danny, sorors sometimes become disenfranchised, whether within our organization or others. And if we pull them in and say, so we understand and we've gotten through that, come on back through. I think by sharing those experiences, we can reclaim members over and over again. So that's why I joined, because I keep hearing the same themes and the same stories, and we can help one another. And I wanted to do that.
I love that, Nicole. And thank you for joining the project, being able to spread your awareness, to let us know that we got each other's back. I'm here, you let my sister know, you might have some issues going on, but we're not going to let you're not by yourself.
Absolutely.
So thank you for coming to share your story and be able to help other sorors all over the world, no matter the sorority.
That's right.
Thank you. So Dr. Tori, What is your code and what does it mean?
My code is the life code, and I guess what does it mean? Maybe because I'm a lifetime member. I don't know why I was assigned that code, but it's the life code, and basically what I talk about in my chapter is how I was the first person in my family to ever join a Greek letter organization, let alone Black Greek letter organization, to the point that when I told my mom, I want to be a dancer, she's like, is that a code? And so I was like, no. And so I had to explain to my family what it was and educate my family on what it was. And I had to pretty much join from scratch, start from scratch. I didn't have any knowledge of it. I had, as we like to say, do your research. I had to do my research, and I did it. And I talk about the importance of us just being, we come into the world with DNA traits that prepare us for sisterhood. And then those traits that we get along our journey that makes us better sisters. Everyone, in my chapter, I discuss how some of us are born in the world singular with just one person. Some are born as twins, triplets, but everyone doesn't come equipped with those traits that make them a great sister. And so it's important that all of us in our organizations know this, and we learn the processes that it takes to come in, what we need to come in equipped with, and the things we need to pick up along the way to make us better sisters to each other and to the women in our community, and that crosses the border of the Divine Nine and just all the women in our community that we service. And so I discussed that in my chapter and discuss how our support, we're stronger together as unified organizations instead of just the one that we join. I am one that's very active and supportive of everyone. I like to go to everybody's crossing because I want you to know, I don't care if you joined AKA, Zeta Phi Beta, SG Rho, you have joined a family of Greekdom, that we are all here to support you, work with you, and service with you. And so I discuss that in my chapter on how we make that happen. We may join one organization, but we join this huge family. And we all come different shades, colors, and sizes. And it just makes us more powerful, a powerful force that cannot be reckoned with.
I love it, Dr. Tori. Make sure listeners and viewers that you read the lifetime member code and chapter, because Dr. Tori is really sharing a lot of wisdom and knowledge about the unity of all of our sororities and about how we can all help each other and how, we're better together. So thank you, Dr. Tori, for spreading that and being able to reach back and pull forward to help. Thank you. Danny, what is your code and what does it mean?
My code is actually a great piggyback on Dr. Tori's code. My code is the forgiveness code. So we all know the longer you're in the organization, the greater the probability that you are going to get your feelings hurt, or you will be the one hurting someone's feelings, because we are women and we are learning how to develop and get along in a way that lasts a lifetime. So in my code, I just talk about how sometimes that person you need to forgive is really yourself. It took me a long time to understand that. I think people will be surprised at the things that I am exposing, so to speak, in the chapter, because I was the ace of my line was depending on me. But there were times as we got older and out of college that I let my line down. It was not intentional, but I had life going on. And so I did not know how to fall back and let them take care of me. And so I'm sharing some of the mistakes I've made when we forget that we are our sister's keeper, and sometimes you need to be kept. And so I'm excited to just help someone else recognize that sometimes the first person you need to forgive is yourself, and then that gives you permission to then forgive others who may have hurt you. Because that's usually why we lose members of our organization, a misunderstanding, a disagreement, and it's not resolved because someone needs to be the first person to say, I'm sorry, I messed up. Give me an opportunity to make it right. And so I'm excited to share my forgiveness code with everyone.
And Danny, thank you for your chapter, the forgiveness code, and showing us and, telling us how, it's so important to be able to hold ourselves accountable first, right? Hold ourselves accountable, be able to forgive, because we can't move forward with anybody else if we can't forgive first, correct? So I love that. And I like the fact that you are spreading that and letting us know, being vulnerable, sharing your mistakes and being able to help someone else who might be going through the same thing.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole, so what is your code and what does it mean?
Well, my code is the cultivation code. So for me, again, I keep seeing this link between organizations. We all have commonalities. Our commonality is the fact that we all have founders that were going through some troublesome times in this community. You know, they were all striving, being first to, you know, make educational gains and, you know, professional and career gains. And it caused them to really forge the bonds. I mean, who else did they have to relate to besides their sorority sister? Because they were going through the exact same thing as Black women. And so they had very strong bonds. They had relationships. They were forced bonds almost because of what they were going through. And today in 2019, we have some things going on in our community, but by far we're not living the times, the tumultuous times that our founders were. So we're not forcing those, we don't have those forced bonds like our founders do. And that's across all sororities. So we come in, you know, and I've seen this over and over again. I was just the same way. I came in, I was a brand new initiate, and I thought I got 200,000 sorors. I'm ready. They all my sisters. And the thing is that, you know, that's when the work begins when you come in. You have to work to cultivate those relationships, meaning you have to get to know these sorors, your sisters. You have to pour into them. And what I learned was I didn't know how to do that. So I share my journey of how my beautiful, devastating sorors poured into me when I didn't know how. And as a result, it made me a better sister, a better soror, and it allowed me to help others. And then when I reach one, I teach one. So, you know, for sorors that are coming in new to the organization, I don't mind sharing that experience to say, it's bigger than your line. It's bigger than your chapter. It's bigger than your state, your region, and your organization, because this is a shared commonality across all our organizations. And when people don't feel that bond, that's another reason, like Danny mentioned, that will cause them to have some chasms in their own organization where they're not active. But they got to work. They got to put in the work to cultivate those relationships. So I share my own journey of how I came to understand that. And now I'm the better for it. I mean, I have some beautiful soul relationships. Danny is one of them, because I just took a look at myself and said, it's bigger than just this one small community that I'm trying to be engaged with. It's bigger than that.
Absolutely. I love it, Nicole, because it is bigger than that. That bond is so important, right? And being able to pour into each other and build those meaningful relationships. Yes. So I just love it. Ladies, your codes, your chapters are going to be powerful. I can't wait to our listeners and our viewers read them. Dr. Chester, how are you today?
How are you, Miss Ashley Little?
I am great. So I would like to ask you, what is your code and what does it mean?
So my code is the distinction code. D, the S and the T being all caps. And my code is about the fact that every woman should kind of know which sorority is in her heart. A lot of times women pledge, but they pledge for the wrong reason. And so it really is about understanding that when it comes to distinct, being something being distinct, it means that it's set apart. It means that it's set apart from everything else. And so my code is about understanding who you are first as a person to understand what sorority is right for you.
I love that, Dr. Chester, because it's important that we know who we are first, right? Because we make the sorority, they don't make us, correct? I love it.
Correct, yes.
Thank you.
So many women join sororities just trying to, like you said, just, you know, oh, this is going to make me be this, and oh, because they do that, and because they do that, then I'll be this. But no. Like you said, we contribute to the sorority. It's like one of those quotes in my book that I wrote that says, you know, wanted to make sure that I chose the right person, so they chose me.
I love it. Because we, like I stated, we make Delta. Delta doesn't make us. I love it.
Correct. Yes.
Thank you. Amazing, ladies. These codes, listeners and readers, make sure you get the book tomorrow. This is going to be powerful. I'm getting excited as I'm listening right now. So, Dr. Tori, what is one thing you want readers to get from your chapter?
I'm sorry, Ashley. Can you repeat that?
Okay. What is one thing you want readers to get from your chapter?
One thing, like I said, what I would like for them to get from my chapter is understanding that we are already equipped with that DNA that makes us great sisters. And then we also need to learn to grow, to become better sisters. Understand that we all come from different backgrounds. I know I was born in the world. I have an older sister, so I grew up with a sister, but we have a lot of people that don't, or are only children, and they don't really know that until they get into a family. And though I was born with the older sister, I was on the line of 29. So now I come in this process through this door singular. But when I exited, I had 29 sisters with me the whole process. And then coming through that door, crossing into Greekdom, I have 300,000 plus sisters now. And I have to be loving and accepting of all of them for who they are in the place that they are at that time. And then, like I said, being very active and supportive of all the D9 organizations. I have sisters that crosses the boundaries of all the 4 sororities. And I want people to understand we are human. I get the question all the time, do you all get along all the time? Do you and your sister get along all the time? I know me and my blood sister don't. We fight, we love, we make up, we fight again, love and make up. But I tell you what, when I walk out that door, you better not do it.
Right.
And that's how I am when it comes to Delta. Me and my sorors, we fight, we love, we make up, but we have a united front when we come to do what we do, is his service in our community. And I'm the same way with all the 4 sororities. I'm just as protected. Don't you step to my SG Row sister like that. You won't do that, not today. So it's just want you to understand that we all have a bond that's created when we come into the world, and it grows as we live longer on this world. And it goes beyond the colors that we service, the colors we wear. And like, again, we're just stronger united than we are separate. So look at it as I have joined Delta Sigma Theta as a lifetime member. And that is my main family, but I have this huge extended family that comes with a lot of sisters and a lot of brothers. Some of them fine. But we are a huge family, and we are protective of each other, and we stand together united to service our community and the world that we live in.
I love it. Like your chapter, Dr. Tori, listeners, her chapter, please read her chapter. I don't even want to talk too much more on it, Dr. Tori, because I don't want to spoil it. But she's really sharing some wisdom and knowledge that's going to help a lot of people. And thank you for talking about that unity and how we're stronger together, and that we can go anywhere in the world, no matter the sorority that we're in, and know we got a sister. They got our back. I love it. Danny, what is one thing you would like for readers to take from your chapter?
I think one thing that I want all the readers to take from my chapter is that it is not too late. It is never, ever too late to go back and hit the reset button in a broken relationship, whether it be with your live sister, a member of your local chapter, a member of your organization, or as Dr. Tori said, a member of a sister organization. It is not too late. I think we fool ourselves into thinking, I've been inactive for 3 years, they won't welcome me back. It is our responsibility to bring you back into the fold, because there is a lot of work to be done. We know that the future is female, and we know that it will be ran by those who have pigment in their skin. And so I think this is a great opportunity for readers to connect and get reinvigorated, first forgiving themselves, but then also identifying who are those sisters that you need to have a conversation with. Take to lunch, send a text message just to say, hey, it's been a long time since I've heard your voice. Can we reconnect? Because sometimes it just takes a conversation to break the ice, and that sister that you think won't welcome you back, she's been waiting for your call. So I'm hopeful that I will encourage some sisters who have been gone too long to come back home. I feel like I'm talking about church. Come on back to the cross. Yes, come back. There's work to be done, and we need you to help us get it done.
I love it, Danny, because that forgiveness is so important, right? And sometimes we let pride get in the way, and then we wait until it's too late or something happened within our line, and then we're forced to bring it together. But if we go ahead and do it before things happen or something tragic happen, it will make things a whole lot better. So thank you for doing that and being able to reach back and share this with readers, because it's a lot of people that are going through those in their lines or in their sororities. Because you're right, sometimes people just go away, or you lose touch, or you just disconnect. And that's so important that we know that we're all there. We all have been there. Yes. And to be able to know that we still got your back no matter what's going on. Absolutely. I love it. Thank you. Nicole, What is one thing you would like for readers to take from your chapter?
It would be self-reflection. I tell you, I love Danielle Wallace because my chapter is so closely related to hers. On that journey to forgiveness, and we did not do this on purpose, by the way, but on that journey to forgiveness is really self-reflection. So as you're trying to forgive yourself, you really need to have an inward reflection of yourself. What was my role when that relationship fell apart? What did I do? How was I miscommunicating? How did I take what she said wrong? How did I blow it out of proportion? You know, we all have our roles. The only perfect man that walked the earth was Jesus Christ, as far as I'm concerned. And so I know I'm not perfect. So I do a lot of self-reflection to say, well, I understand my role. I accept my role and I forgive myself. And then I can move on and start pouring into others the way they poured into me. So the one thing that I take away, and it doesn't matter if you're a member of Delta Sigma Theta or if you're an Alpha, an AKA, SG Rho, a Zeta, self-reflection and working with your sisters will only deepen your sisterhood connections. Seriously. So self-reflection.
I love it, Nicole. That self-reflection is so important. Sometimes it takes a lot for us to actually do that, right? To see what role we play, but we have to do that in order to be able to move forward.
Absolutely.
I love it. Dr. Chester, what is one thing you want readers to take from your chapter? Is she on mute? I think she's on mute. Is she on mute? Are you on mute?
Yep, she's on mute.
The one thing that, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Ashley? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
So the one thing that I would want readers to take, the one thing that I would want readers to take from my chapter is in relation to sisterhood, understanding that there are different levels of sisterhood. You know, like the other ladies have men, we were all on the line. And even on that line, some of us are going to have closer relationships than others. Within the chapter, there are going to be closer relationships, but it does not mean that there is not a sisterhood, and that just because you're sisters or everyone's going to have the same relationship, and be okay with that. Don't compete, don't compare, but just understand that sisterhood in itself is just an honoring and a respecting and uplifting of each other, just for us being women and each of us being individual and doing the things that we do. And so just understand that sisterhood itself is just magical by itself, and the essence of sisterhood is just really honoring and respecting and uplifting each other as women.
I love it, because that's so important that we honor and respect each other as a woman first, right? Because I'm a woman before I'm your sister, right? So I love that.
Correct.
And being able to know that we all can win together.
Yes.
Love it. So Dr. Tori, how can listeners and viewers follow and support you?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Tori Anderson Brown, Dr. Tori. Please friend me, or you can email me, Spiritual Fortitude, SPIRITUAL Fortitude, FORTITUDE @gmail.com.
Please follow and support the amazing Dr. Tori Brown. And make sure you read her chapter, The Lifetime Code. Thank you, Dr. Tori. Danny, how can listeners and viewers follow and support you?
Find me on Facebook. It's Danny Wallace, DANI Wallace. On Instagram, Danny Wallace 17. And on Twitter at Danny, DANI. That's my nickname, so that's how we go. I'm also on LinkedIn. Danielle Wallace is my name. And looking forward to connecting with everyone. Make me your Facebook friend. Let's connect.
Please follow Danny. She's amazing. She's doing some great things. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
Nicole, so how can followers and listeners follow and support you?
Well, I am also on Facebook, Nicole Diaz Ingram, in parentheses on Facebook. Also on Instagram, under my nickname, ROC1 on Instagram. Also on LinkedIn under Nicole Ingram Diaz. So I could hook up with anyone at that point. Also can be reached at nicole.diaz@yg-friday.com.
Amazing. Nicole is pretty amazing, by the way. She has an amazing chapter. Make sure you follow and support her. Thank you, Nicole. Dr. Chester, so how can listeners and viewers follow and support you?
So they can follow me. I'm on Instagram, DRDST5, Dr. DST5. I'm also on Facebook, Dr. Melissa Noland, Noland Chester. I'm also on LinkedIn under the same name. And I also have a website, www.solution2success, spelled out, one word, solution2success.com.
Make sure you follow the amazing Dr. Chester, and she has a conference coming up next month, Black Educators Rock. Follow her and get involved. Thank you, Chester.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So, sorors, I was blessed to be able to be on here with all of my sorors tonight with Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Thank you, ladies, for the amazing interviews. We have lunch day coming up tomorrow. Woohoo!
All right, yes, can't wait.
Yes, so please, listeners and viewers, go to Amazon and purchase our book and hear these amazing stories that I know are going to change lives. On behalf of myself and my amazing project manager and co-founder of the Gyrlfriend Collective, Dr. Marquita Blade, Maureen Baker, and Cindy Fontaine, we would like to thank you all for being a part of this movement, and we look forward to becoming best-selling authors tomorrow. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night, ladies.
Bye. Thank you.
Take care.